What I want to talk about now is the actual setup functions, which is where we can make sure things are going to work with iTunes and the way you would expect it from these videos. Up here in setup, first things first, there's a lot of information and there are multiple tabs. In the DJ preferences, we try and avoid playback keys. They would be using the computer keys, and we avoid anyone trying to use the computer. We want people to utilize the technology as the controller as much as possible. Lock playing deck is it stops you being able to load a song if the deck is playing, which means if someone's listening to a song and you try to load to the wrong one where someone's listening to it, it won't allow that. It's quite useful. Sort cues chronologically is that hot cue function. As you put them in, it will put them in order in the song you have. If you uncheck that, it will put all the hot cues in wherever you have put them in that order. Track end warning, it just starts to flash when it's getting near the end of a song. Disable needle search during playback. The needle search is this control, and it allows you to fast forward and rewind very quickly. But again, in playback, if you press that, it may ruin the song you were playing if you press the wrong side of the player. For children, we have that. Well, to be honest, we don't even tell them what that does. We have that set to work effects anyway. Show beat jump controls. We avoid that again. It's getting a bit too advanced for children. Use auto gain. We like that. Essentially what that means is if a song is loaded by you and it's not quite as loud because of its gain or trim settings as the song that's already playing, the computer will automatically set them. At a professional level, we avoid that because we want to set them as the DJ ourselves. But in schools and for children, it's absolutely fine to use it. It just means that they don't have to worry about getting into advanced gain structures. On song load down here, play from start, instant doubles, play from first cue point, virtual deck speed, all the recording settings and the sync preferences. To be honest, they're all so advanced, they're really not that relevant for this video. If you want to know more about these, I suggest you give us a call, get in touch with djschooluk.org.uk because we can explain them all, but we don't want to waste too much time. Similar to quantized preferences. Start and stop time though, you may have noticed when I press play, it starts instantly. It stops with a very slight delay. This is designed to copy the old vinyl record players where it was actually an engine, and it gives you a sort of sound effect for stop. Using the stop time, I can alter the amount of time that stop takes. Obviously this is used for special sound effects, different types of mixing. I like it there. Start time, similarly, will affect how long it takes for it to start up. Again, it can be used as a special sound effect, but in terms of being able to count music in and have the music respond to you as an instrument, it's pretty pointless. So we like start time on 0 and stop time to your personal preference. Audio, your latency settings are dependent on the processor in your computer. I'm going to talk about those in the installation style. Library settings, this is the only one that's important. Show iTunes library. I've unclicked it, it's going to have a think. Who knows what it's going to do now. It needs to be clicked so that you can see the songs you've organized in iTunes. Again, that's described in another video. All the other settings on here, display, you may want to have a look at them if you've got children with accessibility needs who need higher font sizes, things like that. But otherwise, they're all down to personal preference. You can experiment with the rest of the library settings. Mixer settings, again, I would experiment with some of these as you want, but then I would probably say that it's best to stop your young people messing with most of them. For more information, again, get in touch with djschooluk.org.uk. So the only other control on the screen here that is really of use to you is this crossfader curve. It has two options, slow and fast. The way you alter it is you press with the arrow in the middle of the circle there, you press in and then scroll, drag down or up to increase and decrease. What it actually does is it changes the way the volume is increased and decreased as you use the crossfader. FX, MIDI, expansion packs, you really don't need your young people messing with. And again, if you want more information on what these tabs do, please give us a call. This MIDI button, really don't want people messing with that. The I button is information. Whenever that's pressed, any hover you do over anything on the screen, it will give you more clues as to what it's going to do for you and what it can be used for. Very useful for beginners. But setup button again, off, and I'm back to that main screen.